Have you been thinking or considering owning a vacation home in Breckenridge, Colorado, or the surrounding area? Well, in today's video, we are going to talk about the pros and cons of owning a home in a resort town. So stay with us while we talk about the different aspects of owning a home, while we also share with you the International Snow Sculpting competition that happened just last week, and we're super excited to show you some beautiful snow sculptures. So stay with us. Well, hello everybody. Here we are, day 2 of carving at the International Snow Sculpture event that's happening in Breckenridge. And we thought we would walk around and start showing you some of the carving. And we are going to film every day just so that you can see the progression of these beautiful snow sculptures. But yeah, here is Ecuador, and they are starting to get their piece to take shape. And when the event is done, they'll rope it off and they'll have a picture of what they submitted for their snow sculpture, and they'll judge off of what they submitted. I can see a face in there. And as you can see, some are further along than others. Here's another one showing kind of the diagram of what they're going to be doing. This looks like our hometown team, Team Breck, doing the sculpting. We'll have to take a look in the next couple of days to see how that is progressing. Then they usually do a sponsored sculpture, and that's Toyota, who is sponsoring this event, one of the main sponsors. And here we have Denmark, and then Germany. Looks like we might have a couple of sculptures happening from Germany. Oh wow, look at that. Very cool. It's got such expression. Here we are, Bavaria. They're doing a very modern piece. Super cool. Here we are at the end, and super excited to see how it progresses tomorrow. We'll see you then. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is where is Breckenridge located in the state of Colorado. We are, if we look at Denver International Airport, we are about 90 miles from the airport. And it takes about 1:45 to 2 hours to get up to Breckenridge. Some people might think that's a pro, and other people might think that that's a con, because we do not have a private airport here in our county. Breckenridge is part of Summit County, Colorado, and the closest airport is up in Kremling, and that's really a private airport. So, and that is about 1 hour and 15 minutes if you did have your own plane and you wanted to fly in. Kremling would be the closest place for that. Number 2, traffic. Traffic can be rough at certain times of the year, like this weekend when we had the snow sculpting events. Lots of people are coming into town and they want to be a part of this great event or be skiing in the beautiful, fresh snow. And so with that, we do have traffic events that do happen. And also when the weather is bad, an accident can jam up the roads. But the pro is that you're here in the mountains. So if you are lucky enough to own a home in our area, maybe you don't have to leave on a certain day, and you can just extend your visit if you want it. So number 3, the crowds. The ski area can get really busy, but then again, you also can start to understand the flow of the ski area and know where to go to escape. So typically 10 o'clock in the morning is probably the most congested that you will experience. You're going to experience that down at the gondola, and then you're going to experience it at the base lifts. Once you get higher up on the mountain, it might not be as crowded. But of course, like I said, it just depends. Today was a powder day and there were lots of people in town, and there was a wait when the T-bar was getting ready to open. So, that's the time when you start to look and enjoy your surroundings and take a moment to really look at the mountains and see where you're standing. Because I'm sure it's a heck of a lot better than standing in some city on a street looking at a bunch of traffic. That's, it's all about the mind frame, or the mindset, I should say. Again, you are going to experience crowds at a certain time. Now, if you're lucky enough to own a home here, maybe you're focusing your skiing during the week. And on the weekends, you're going and you're heading into the woods, or you're going shopping, or you're just relaxing at the house. If you get out first chair, you're not going to experience crowds, because not everybody likes to wake up and be on the chairlift at 8:30 in the morning. So those are something that you can think of. Sunday afternoons are a great time to go skiing. The crowds are generally not as heavy as they are on a Saturday. What else can we say? Same thing about restaurants and going food shopping. If you can think ahead, you want to be able to make a reservation to some of your favorite restaurants. If you don't, and it is a busy weekend, be prepared to wait an hour or an hour and a half, or to be turned away because the earliest reservation that they have is at 9 o'clock. So that is something to think about also. If you like to eat dinner maybe a little bit earlier, going maybe around 4 or 5 o'clock is a great way to experience a dining experience that isn't so crowded. Going to the food store, going to the grocery store, you will want to plan that if you can. Don't go at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Don't go between 4 and 6. Make sure you go in the morning, or really do some good food shopping when you first arrive in town, so the refrigerator is stocked. And then maybe you could pop into some of the little grocery stores that we have and pick up some odds and ends. But if you're planning on doing like a big shop between 4 and 6, when it's busy here, you are going to be experiencing a very crowded grocery store. It's just the way it is. And again, with careful planning, you can avoid that. So the cost and the value of purchasing a home in Breckenridge compared to some of the other areas like Aspen, Vail, Telluride, Crested Butte. We all know that Aspen is an extremely expensive place to buy. So if you are considering Aspen as a possibility, when you do take a look at Breckenridge or the homes in Summit County, your dollar goes a lot further. So that is something that is a pro. And I can't see any cons when it comes to the cost of living when you're looking at other ski resorts. So Vail, Telluride, extremely expensive. Crested Butte, probably pretty similar to the Breckenridge area. And what it comes down to is, what town do you like and what mountain do you like the most? That's where your heart's going to be, and it's going to take you there to explore those possibilities. Breckenridge is great because you've got this charming downtown, you've got a wonderful mountain, but then you've got like 5 ski areas with under an hour of driving that you can access if you want some variety, which makes Breckenridge a really great choice compared to maybe, say, some other places where you're just kind of stuck with one mountain. Winter weather, we've discussed this before in other videos. As a vacation home owner, you get to pick and choose when you want to come. If you're a full-time owner, you're somebody that's going to experience winter that starts at the end of October, say by the end of April, but then we still get snowstorms in May and June. They melt really quick and the temperatures warm up, but we do have a long winter. But as a vacation homeowner, you get to pick and choose. And so, is that a pro or a con? I think it's a pro because winter is great. I mean, today was 34 degrees, fresh powder. We've had about 12 inches of snow in 2 days, maybe a little bit more. Blue skies, the sun was out, and it was hot today. I went for a cross-country ski in the woods with some friends, and it was just, I overdressed and I was sweating. So again, is it a pro or is it a con? It all depends on your tolerance for cold weather. So if you have any questions about pros and cons in owning a vacation property here in the Breckenridge and surrounding areas, leave me a comment below or give me a call and we can discuss that, and so that I can educate you and save you time. You know, there's something else that I wanted to bring up. When you are thinking about an investment property that you can do rentals, if you are somebody that needs to get lending, you need to make sure that your lender is comfortable and can loan on a condo-tel. There are a lot of banks that will not allow that. If you are somebody that's out of state and looking for lending in your state, you'll want to work with some banks in our area because they understand the tax revenue and the income that is produced in some of these condo-tels. So a condo-tel is a condominium building that is set up like a hotel where there's a front desk and people get to check in. Or there's commercial, like a couple of restaurants or a ski shop. Because of that, for some reason, banks find that to be a little risky. I don't understand why, but like I said, our local lenders, there's a lot of banks in the Front Range, they don't have a problem with it. But that is something that you do want to talk to your lender right away, because you're going to save yourself a lot of time and grief when you do find a property that you're in love with, and 3 weeks into being in contract, your lender says, oh, sorry, we can't lend on that. So that is something very important. A pro and a con is our new short-term rental regulations. And that has definitely, there is a lot of controversy with that at this moment. But you know, the Airbnb VRBO market is getting saturated. And I think that someone who wants to invest in a second home, that they want to be able to rent their property. Let's face it, not everybody wants to rent their property. They want to maintain it. It's a legacy home. It's something that they don't want people being disrespectful to their property. But if you are somebody who wants to rent, they have put restrictions where we are very limited to where our short-term rentals, where you can find them. They have different zones, and really it's only Resort Zone and Zone 1 where you can find application for a short-term rental license. The other zones, Zones 2 and 3, you're going to be on a wait list for a long time. But as somebody who was opposed to the short-term rental regulations, I am now starting to see that our properties were getting really spread thin with the rental revenue that they were bringing in. So maybe you were getting a 7% cap, 8% cap return on your rental investment. Now you're getting more like a 5. So for them to limit the amount of short-term rental licenses, I think that there is some good. And it's not to say that this new law is set in stone. Things could change and it could open up a little bit more, but right now we are very limited. So if you are thinking about an investment property, definitely call, because I can guide you and tell you where we need to look at that. If you're looking for a legacy home, well then we've got a lot of beautiful options for you. So that's something else to consider. Well, everybody, thanks for watching. And I hope while you were listening to this, you were enjoying all those beautiful snow sculptures. They are just so amazing to think that a block of snow gets carved out and created to those beautiful pieces. Like all the detail in some of those sculptures was just amazing. Or the way that they had the balance, you know, with more of the modern ones, the way they were balanced, just incredible. I hope that you enjoyed that. And if you did, leave a comment below. And if there's anything else about Breckenridge that you want to know, just leave a comment below or get in touch with me. I'd be happy to share my knowledge with you. And if I don't have the answer, I'd be happy to find out for you. Thank you again for watching and have a great day. And we look forward to helping you find your way home.